What a funny, definitely a funny summer this. We're still up on the northern canals, you know, the northern side, and we have never, ever, ever, in all the time we've been boating, had as much rain as what we've had recently. Now we're carrying on up the Trent and Mersey up to we'll stop off at Anderton because we've got a what do you call it, a Tesco online, that's it. Or if we don't stop at Anderton, we'll stop a bit further back and get there in the morning. But there's flood warnings in place everywhere. The Bridgewater Canal's on alert. The River Irwell has overflowed. Castlefields at Manchester, which was a place we were thinking of going, is awash. Boats have been clanging into each other, nearly sinking. It's flooded. Property's been flooded. And an area called Sale, that's on flood alert. So we're going to take our time a little bit getting onto the Bridgewater, and hopefully we can get some things to settle down. Yep, like I say, a weird old summer this. Well, it's so windy today, there's no way that a microphone won't pick up all that noise, because it's blowing a little bit of a hoolie. What we have succeeded in doing though is having, even though it's just been raining 100% for the last few days, we had a lovely mooring at the Flashes between before 181, so it'll be between 180A and 181. There's some moorings on the left as we're going along now called the Flashes. Very popular, and it's been pretty good. It's all wide and deep, and we haven't been rocked around too much as the boats go flying by. What a huge contrast to last summer. The land was perched, hardly any colour. Couldn't be more opposite now. Everything is deep green, looks very healthy. But I could do with a few days of sunshine for some nice cruising. Still warm, that's for certain. It's certainly still warm, but a bit of blue sky makes a bit of difference, or a lot of difference should I say, in the summertime. Yeah, you always brighten me up, Bernadette. We're just letting a boat pass. We can only trundle. The enjoyment is in being at a very slow pace. I always say that. So anybody who wants to get past, they're quite welcome to. Alright, no problem. Alright.
Oh, smell that bread from Roberts' bakery. Can you smell that?
It's cruel to me. That's cruel to me, not being able to have wheat flour. So I can't. It is a lovely smell though. We've had some weird weather, haven't we?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I can't get over it, mate.
Still, you can't beat boating. Thing is, when it's like this, as soon as the sun comes out, you forget this, don't you?
Well, true, yes. Very true indeed.
It's warm enough.
It is warm, that's the good side of it, yeah.
Well, there you go. Could be worse.
Oh, it definitely could be worse.
Hey, these reeds have grown out since May, haven't they?
Certainly have. On this stretch of the Trent and Mersey, on either side of it, there's Tata Chemicals, TATA. I don't know what they do. I don't think I want to know.
I think they've taken some of the pipe work down, Keith.
I don't know really. So are we going to go just past the Salt Barge and stop on that length if possible?
Yeah, if it's free. If not, just carry on till we stop.
Right, alright. That is fine. Boat sales galore here, Wincham Wharf. It used to be Arroll Brokerage years ago, but they went under. Well, this must be close to the maximum width for a wide beam on the wider canals. Yeah, I've not seen many that wide. That looks towards 14 foot that, so it's going to be restricted to where it can go. Mind you, there'll be a big dance floor inside, I'm pretty certain. I've talked about this previously. This is the Lion Salt Works Museum. I think lottery funding helped out and it's been fully open after many plans over the years. On a previous video I talked quite a bit about it, so I don't need to cover that now. I think we're going to moor up now. The Salt Barge pub's nearby, so I think we'll go and have a few beers. We've managed to get a prime mooring here. Oh, not too far to the Salt Barge pub, so we'll have a few beers there. I think the last time we went in, the beers were excellent. Tomorrow we'll be going off, because we've decided we're staying here now, because we've got a Tesco online again at Anderton to pick up, and they'll come to the boat with everything again to make life easier. No searching round for shops and that, even though we will use them if we know they're nearby, but carting all your stuff and back to your boat, and that's no fun. So Tesco online will do that for us, and then we'll be off fully stocked and continue on our journey. The good news is the rain stopped and it wasn't half as bad as expected. So, and we've got a few dry days coming up. Fingers crossed that some of the flooding, what's happened, they'll be settling down a bit and we'll be able to carry on onto the Bridgewater. But we'll have to see how it goes, because it's been on the news, it's been on the forums and that there's been quite a bit of flooding in middle of summer. Quite a bit of flooding, eh? Last year it was no water in the canals, we're closing them down. You can't win. Anyway, that's it, time for a few beers. We've left our moorings near the Salt Barge Museum and pub. Early start. Short journey to Anderton now. wherever there is a canal side pub, you can guarantee there'll be loads of boats, and yesterday evening was no exception. Oh, did you? Absolutely jam-packed it was. Popular pub, you see. Morning. We filled up with water. Get there early because that's a busy point, Anderton. Got everything done and we're setting off again. Not far, 2 minutes. All the flooding, what's been happening, this is the milder side of things. We're down, well, we're above on the Trent and Mersey, but this is the River Weaver, and we've just called. It's still closed and nobody's allowed to go up the Anderton lift or anything yet because of the flow of water. There's flood defences in place in certain areas, and they're saying it's really calmed down now compared to what it was. Well, that's still high, I've got to be honest. The coal boat as well wanted to come down, but they said to them you can't at the moment because it's still far too high and the undercurrents are not good. We were thinking of coming down as well for the umpteenth time, but this time it's not something to do with the lift, it's actually the flow of water and the vast amount. Morning. We're continuing past Anderton. The Weaver's still closed due to the flooding. We was talking to a couple of people we know last night, and they said they came off the Weaver whilst it was in flood, and it said it made the Ribble link irrelevant. He said it made that so easy when they compared to what they went through on the Weaver. He said it was a doddle, the Ribble link, compared to that. So it shows you it's normally a placid river, the Weaver, but at the moment it certainly is flying along, and there's more rain promised next week. In fact, it's horrendous, the forecast for next week, but we are keeping our fingers crossed. Not that you know what next week is like, but I thought I'd just say it.